In this video we're going to take a look at the basic mechanics of the jab. So the jab is one of the cornerstones in boxing. It's a really important punch, and maybe 80% of the time or more it's going to be what you use as your lead attack. That means the first attack you throw in a combination. So off my basic fighting stance, my basic jab looks like this. So a couple of things are happening at the same time. Right now I'm just demonstrating the jab without a step. You can step also, I'll cover that later. Right now, all I'm worried about is pushing off with the rear leg, twisting my shoulders a bit, and letting my arm come forward like this. And in the final phase of the movement, I'm gonna turn my jab over like this, so my shoulder pops up to protect my jaw. And I'm gonna kind of focus my punch through my knuckles here, my two large knuckles on my hand. So I want to kind of turn that down a bit. So if I connect, it's gonna be with the knuckles. It's not gonna be with my door knocking knuckles. They're gonna break easier. So from here, I'm gonna let the arm come forward like this. I'm gonna drill in with the knuckles here. The shoulder is up protecting my head. This hand is up protecting this side of my head. Depending on what my opponent is doing, I can kind of move forward with it a little bit, or I can block on this side. And this leg provides the drive into the punch like this. So again, the basic punch from here, just slowly, here. And here again. So I'd like to stay flat on my back foot. I prefer to stay flat on this foot because very often off of my jab I'm going to throw my right hand. So if I'm up on the heel here, my right hand isn't going to have as much power as if I'm down here, like really rotating up like this. So with my jab I prefer to just kind of push off a flat foot here and drive the punch in. When I'm stepping with the jab, I'm usually stepping at kind of a 45-degree angle to create space for my right hand, so I can throw that afterwards. You can also throw your jab angled up a little bit, so you don't throw it like this, but you angle your body down like this a bit. It's what's called a dipping jab or safety jab. It's going to make it very hard for your opponent to counter, but it's also going to make it a little bit harder for you to throw the right hand after the jab, because your stance is kind of off to the side here. So it's easier to throw like say an uppercut from there than a straight right hand. So kind of depending on what your opponent is doing, you can play around with both. Just make sure that you really have your chin covered here, so you don't walk into a cross counter over the top. So a really good drill to teach you how to line up your body correctly is to find a wall somewhere. And basically what you want to do is line up in your fighting stance in a distance so you can lock out your jab and just kind of push directly off your back foot into the wall here. So you want to make sure you're not kind of leaning on the wall. So once you find a good stance here, make sure you can push off your back foot and like really feel the power transfer up through your different bones into the wall. And you want to make sure you can move your hand away quickly without losing balance. If taking your hand off the wall creates like this motion, you put too much weight forward. So you're going to be like ideal distance here, like this, and then you want to kind of push forward in little explosive, kind of pushes off your back foot, and use your breathing at the same time. So you're kind of doing this motion, like if you were punching normally, just trying to kind of lock the position into your motor memory. So from here, I'm pushing off my back foot, focusing my energy through my knuckles, and using my breathing also. So here. After I do that like 5-10 times, I'm going to go out and I'm going to throw the jab just in the air here. Trying to get the same feel, the same position. I want to lock out my bones all the way up to my hand here to make sure that my jab has a lot of power. I'm not trying to throw it hard. What I want is just proper alignment of my bones and the right timing. Just a fast, snappy motion. So that's your basic jab. If you found this video useful, please take a second and press like. If you know someone that can use this information, please share it with them, because then we're all gonna get better at martial arts.
Hoo-yah! Hoo-yah!